when you allow yourself to feel and you allow yourself to process those feelings, there is the other side. It doesn't go on forever. Even though sometimes when you're in it, it feels like it will. There is an end point. We have all come here with a divine purpose, traveling on a stream of cosmic dust from the stars into our mother's wombs, born into this precious life. It is no accident that you are here, my love, on earth, in this moment, in this body. You are here longing to find your place, to align with your purpose, to embody your passions and to live into the dreams of your heart. Yet so often we get caught, suspended in the tangle of life, not able to move forward, not able to find solace and comfort in a world that has forgotten the truth of our existence. As we begin to remember, as we peel back the layers, as we come together to uncover our unique gifts and reconnect with our authentic selves, we are able to see another way of being, a new possibility, a different life waiting to be lived. I have experienced on this complicated and wild journey of life that when we connect with the story of our soul, it will show us the magic of this life that we have been missing. It will open a window into the very heart of who we truly are, of who we came here to be, and gives us answers to our ever-asking why. Hello, my beautiful souls. Thanks for being here for our monthly guest feature episode. I just so love these episodes and being with a guest and really exploring and diving in and just all the goodness that comes through in these sessions. So enjoy. Today, Jadyn is here with us, and she has been in a career for the last 20 years as a police officer. And she's here because her soul is just offering her to step into something bigger. There's this calling that is really coming up inside her that she can't ignore. And yet, as well as this calling and all the amazingness it is bringing, there's also a lot of fear and a lot of anxiety and a lot of questions about, is this the path forward? And so as we dive in today, right, we really look at how things that happened in her past have set up a pattern, right? An energetic pattern in her that makes it seem really hard for her to step into something new. And how working with this part of herself and looking at the beliefs in this place, she can shift into the new energy. And we can tell, like, as we're talking, she's done a lot of work and she's really curious, like so many of you, of her internal landscape and what is going on inside, right? Like getting really, really curious about why we do things, why we engage in certain behaviors, and what is really going on underneath. Because we have these things that we really, really want to do, and yet we don't trust ourselves to take that step forward and to really embrace these bigger purposes that we're here for. So we explore this, and we also look at how she is really being cared for by the universe inside of this transition. And yet to her, it feels like she has one foot in the old world, one foot in the new world, which I know a lot of you can relate to. And yet the lens that she's looking through is that this isn't correct for her, or that she should be doing something else, or that there's a different way that she needs to be. And what we really see through the guidance that comes in is that this is correct for her. This is the way her transition is intended, and she is being so loved and cared for by the universe. And being able to see it differently changed the way that she is moving through this landscape. So it's really beautiful to witness this process. So as you are listening to our call today, think about the places where you are being supported, but you might be just holding it in a way where you're shooting yourself, or you're living by someone else's standards of where you should be, rather than where is true and correct for you to be in this moment. And with this expanded view, what do you see differently? How is life loving you? How is spirit holding you and guiding you in the direction of your heart, your dreams, your desires, your purpose? Because it is there. If you pause and you peel back some of the layers, you will see it clearly where you are being supported and where the places you can step in and grow. Also, as you're listening, fear was a part of this conversation. So, as you are listening, where is fear showing up in your life? What is it telling you about your situation? And what does that really mean? Rather than what you might think it means, right? What's the truth underneath that the fear is sharing with you? How is it asking you to be bigger than you are currently showing up? How can you partner with it? How can you let it motivate you? How can you be more closely connected with it as a catalyst for a change? Hi, Jaden. Welcome to the podcast. How can I help you today?
Hi. Just looking for some clarity actually on career change. I've been in the same career for about 20 years and I'm just considering making a career changes, but lots of fear around that, obviously, after so many years in the same career. I also had a struggle with PTSD. So healing from that and then taking steps forward can feel a little intimidating. And I would just like some clarity around that and trusting my intuition and understanding if it's a warning or when you get some intuition, sometimes I don't know if it's fear or if it's actually kind of a warning. So, yeah, just some input on that, I guess.
Thank you. Well, the first thing that I feel and sense, right, is your anxiety. And I feel it in my chest and it makes it feel a little hard to breathe. And the word that stood out in what you were saying is warning. And I'd love to dive into that a little bit as we start, if that feels correct for you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm curious. I'd love to hear a little more about this part of you that relates to your intuition as a warning.
I guess you got that one. I have a lot of fear around a lot of things. So sometimes I think to make myself feel better, I interpret that as, oh, my intuition's kind of giving me a warning so that I can kind of justify it as not being fear. And I think that was part of my coping mechanism before I realized or was diagnosed with PTSD because it made it feel more organic and less like something's wrong with me. So I think I got in a little bit of habit of doing that. And now I'm just really can't discern all the time, especially when I'm making big choices. Am I listening to my intuition or am I actually just feeling fear, but saying it's intuition or vice versa? And I do struggle with a lot of anxiety from a lot of work related things. And, it takes me a little bit longer to kind of recover from some of those things. And so I'm in my head a lot, a lot, a lot. And I'm just learning the last year or so to really be in my body a little bit more and listen to my body. And so I think it's that learning of the discernment and not fully trusting it.
hmm Yeah. Would it be okay with you if I were to pull some of that energy out of your heart space for you?
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna just give me a sec. Just breathe. Cause it feels it's really tight there in your heart. There's a lot going on in there, my love.
Today specifically, yes. I feel it today.
Yeah. What do you know about that and why it's there?
It's a trust thing. If I feel that I'm being lied to or that I'm being deceived, then I just get this like really bad panic attacks. And I think, I've worked in the same job of policing for 20 years. So that's kind of your survival to pick up and feel way too much in the environment, and rely on that feeling in my body to kind of keep me safe. And I don't need to do that anymore, but I'm still doing it over and over and over.
Yeah, it's an energetic pattern that you're running. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's one of the biggest fear thoughts that you have around leaving your job? Like, what does it say to you?
Hmm. Financial and regret. I don't want to have regret of doing it and then thinking, oh my God, what was I thinking? And financially, judgment for sure. A little bit of judgment there and maybe some safety issues, and just not believing that I'm capable maybe of doing. Yeah, I've been in the same job for so long, it's like wash, rinse, repeat. Maybe just believing that I'm capable or seeing myself in a different light other than just behind a uniform, behind a badge with all my tools, and that identity. And then stepping into a new identity and being seen. And there's that judgment fear. There's a lot of that wrapped up in that.
Yeah, I can see it. You wear your police uniform or, and your badges and the authority. I see it like armor. Like if you have this, then at least you can be in control of something and feel a sense of safety.
Yeah.
hmm And so you're not just leaving a career, right? You're asking your body to give up the only defenses that it has been able to feel safe inside of for a long time.
Hmm.
So it goes back to like a survival. And of course, anytime you would bring up this, like, hey, but this new direction is my calling. I feel excited about it. I really want to move in this direction. This part of you, this armor is like, yeah, but we don't know how to survive without this right now.
Yeah. Like, I also feel like that's kind of what brought me to like a really dark place in my life. So it's like a double-edged sword in that
Yeah.
career.
Like it's serving you, like it really is serving you at a primal level to stay there. But then your soul is, it's like, so I see you and there's like your body and you're in the uniform and you're there and you're like, yeah, okay, we're good. And then your soul is like literally like crawling out of your body and being like, come on, let's do something different.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. So this can be a really empowering place for you. I know it feels hard. And yet, this is really like one of those incredible soul growth moments and chapters, right? It's more than a moment. But this is where you're being called to something more, something deeper, something bigger. And the way I see it is, it's like you don't have to give up everything in order to be in the new life. Like, I see you working with the defense mechanisms and the thoughts and the energetic patterns that have been created with your body. And when I see you, it's like you're slowly unzipping the suit that you've been living in. And you're coaxing yourself. You're like, okay. So it's like as you're unzipping, you're building out underneath. So it's not like you're entirely leaving one way of being and asking yourself to just jump straight into this new way or a new life. You're building the new life underneath as you're slowly zipping down the suit so that when the suit gets all the way down and then you open it up, when you emerge, you've cultivated a new existence inside. So you're not stepping out just so fresh and new and not able to move through the new landscape. You're building it up underneath as you're transitioning.
That makes sense.
I sense that there's like a intermediate profession or career for you. So leaving, your current job, it does feel like it's time, right? You've completed the cycle is the way I see it. Like it's closing. But then this new cycle that's opening, like there's distance, there's space between the two is the way that I see them. So there's like a transitional period in between the two where you're doing something new and building this new career and soul path. And then the new thing, it's like holding hands with the calling. So it feels like there's more of a bridge between the two worlds for you than I'm just going to jump off the cliff, close all this down, and then expect myself to just suddenly have this new career in something that I'm still growing inside of. And then there's a lot of pressure in that to financially provide for yourself. And it gets really muddied on sole purpose versus money in that space, right? Because then your calling turns into, well, I have to pay my bills. And there's a lot of pressure in that place. There's this really beautiful in between space. Like it feels really luxurious and supportive and nourishing for you as you deepen into this bigger calling, but you have something that is a bridge in supporting you. Have you thought about any sort of bridge opportunity?
No, not really. Can't say that I have.
Hmm. When I say it that way to you, what comes up for you?
I don't know because I just didn't consider. I just thought I would like kind of stay where I'm at. Like I'm on a medical leave right now. I'm dealing with my PTSD, so I've just taken the last year just to kind of heal and get myself to a healthier spot. And at the same time, I've been gradually taking some training for future things, so that I'm in a position when I'm ready to leave the policing job that I would have something to go into that's more passion projecty.
So what I hear in that is you are already on the bridge.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense. It feels like I'm on a bridge.
Like this is your in between.
Hmm. Yeah, that would probably make sense. Yeah, because I feel like I'm 1 foot in and 1 foot out in both worlds, so to speak, and it's not comfortable, really.
Hmm. What's uncomfortable about it?
Probably actually making the decision and trusting that it's the right path and not. I just have this big fear around the regrets of, if I go and it doesn't work out. There's something big around regret that I've been journaling a lot about. I'm like, where's this coming from? And I don't know, after doing one job for so long where your decisions mean life and death, if that just anchored in my body. And I can't, in my daily life, making decisions tends to be difficult because I hang on to that regret thing. And it's hard to get out of that programming sometimes. It can be difficult, feels difficult, but I think there's a way to do it. I just haven't figured that one out yet. And I don't know if it's like an energetic thing or an actual, like, is it programmed in me just from doing that so long or is it from another life? I don't really know, but it's there.
Hmm. Yeah, let me track that for you for a little bit, okay?
Hmm.
Did you know your grandfather?
Briefly, like we moved out of the same area when I was about 6. So then we didn't have a lot of contact between then and after.
How was that for you?
Not pleasant. I mean, I was young, but I, as an adult, look back and there's a lot of like sadness there, I think, about not getting to know like our wisdom keepers, in the family.
Hmm. If you feel into that, is there any regret in there?
There's a lot of regrets, because as I got older, I possibly could have made a different choice then. As a child, I didn't have a choice, but as I got older, I did. And I just didn't. And then it's just too late, for one of my grandpas, and one died in my early 20s and one I was just like 12.
Hmm. Feels like that's where it's coming from, my love.
Okay.
Maybe explore that, right? Go back and even journey into the memories of when you left. And what did you make that mean about relationships, about trust, about what it means to love and leave people and be left?
Hmm. Yeah, that does sound significant. It actually came up when I was typing some things, like I'm doing a lot of documenting. And that actually exact moment when we left did come up in one of my kind of reflections, and it was not easy.
You're taking me back to your heart where we first started and feeling that panic and anxiety. What's happening for you, love?
Just feeling heavy a bit, I guess. It feels like it's a lot to unpack, you know?
Yeah, those childhood moments, they really, really lodge themselves deeply inside us.
Yeah. But I feel hope. I mean, we can do these things, we can heal these things. So that's a lot of hope for me.
Yeah, they get lodged in developmental stages, right? 6 is a very, very powerful time for a young girl, and to be taken away from a loved male figure is very powerful in your development of trust and feeling supported. Even if you are moved to circumstances that are wonderful, right? It doesn't mean that what you went to was bad, but just that sort of tearing that happens in those places. And so going back in there with your tools and really being with that little girl and bringing her, soothing her, right? Working with her, helping her understand it differently and bringing her into your present day life feels like that work will help loosen some of this fear, right? Of the unknown and the uncontrollable and the uncertain. When you left, did things go well when you moved?
I don't really know. Like, I shouldn't say I don't know because I was a kid. So, we're quite resilient and kind of oblivious to things. But I would say maybe not because my parents argued a lot. So, we went like all the way to Alberta. So we went quite a ways and we only got to come back a couple times. And, my dad was in a new job. And so it was like cold, cold, cold winters. And so, I mean, I'm just the youngest of like three kids. So, I mean, I had my siblings, but I just kept going back to this feeling of like not having extra family there and going to a very small family from like all my cousins and grandparents. And then boom, just to, the five of us. And I'm sure it was a stressful time because my mom would have been with three kids across the country from her family also.
Hmm.
So it feels chaotic to me when I think about it.
It's interesting to me too, and you may have made this connection already. Yet your dad went to a new job and your whole life changed.
Hmm.
And now here you are wanting to go to a new job. It would make a lot of sense that there was a lot of activation from this little girl.
Hmm. Yeah. I really don't like a lot of change. So that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, because leaving your job for her, right, for this younger part of you, isn't just about a job. It's about family and connection and people that you've worked with for a long time and leaving something, right? Leaving a lot of love. Even though maybe you're not inspired by the job anymore, I imagine there's got to be relationships and friendships that mean a lot to you. Where would you like to go from here in this conversation?
I guess I do feel better knowing that I'm going towards a path like where my soul wants me to go is never a bad thing, even though there's some fear there. And I guess just I don't want to say assurance, but like I don't know how to word it really. I guess some assurance that I'm on the right path.
Yeah, and you're taking me back to the image where we're zipping down the suit, right? And you're building yourself inside. And it's like so oftentimes in these readings, it can be where like the new you is just the new you. Like, and the identity, right? And shifting it and moving it and the transformation, they're separate. And so this image is very interesting to me where you are actually doing the identity shift inside the suit of the old identity. Like that's not common to see it this way, okay? So this to me speaks to what you were saying about one foot in the old life and one foot in the new and being on this bridge, that it feels correct for you to still have that one foot in the old life because that old version is offering you the bridge. You have this incredible opportunity to be on leave, to still have financial security, and to use your time to really reinvent yourself in the way that your soul is calling you to without having these added pressures of making it on your own or finding a new job or making sure that this new business can support you. The old job, it's still loving you. It's still saying, oh my gosh, thank you for all the service. Thank you for all the amazingness that you have given to this chapter of your life. And so we want to support you as you transition to the new version. And so it's almost like that suit, right, is hugging you, it's loving you, it's supporting you, sustaining you while you transition, which is such a beautiful gift.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I never looked at it that way, but yes.
It's providing for you so that you can go on this soul journey. I'm hearing the words double down, lady.
Yeah. I just,
Hmm.
I'm also not used to having like the feels, like to feel so many emotions, you know? So it's a lot in this last year of kind of things coming back online that I'm just not used to. So it's been a lot.
Yeah, and you're doing it during a time when everybody's feeling a lot, right? These are not sort of typical times, let's say. And the fact that you're doing it, especially during these times, is really amazing. When you allow yourself to feel and you allow yourself to process those feelings, there is the other side. It doesn't go on forever. Even though sometimes when you're in it, it feels like it will. There is an end point.
That's good. That's good to know.
And it's like I'm seeing that suit as like your cocoon, right? Like you get to be inside this cocoon that's the
Hmm.
universe has provided for you. Your hard work and all your years of service have provided this cocoon for you. Take advantage of it. Take the gift, metamorphosize inside it. And then when the time is right, you unzip it and you fly out, right, as the butterfly and into the new life that you are cultivating.
Yeah, that sounds lovely.
Hmm. Yeah, it's like this sense of you're making it wrong that you still have one foot in the old life. And the guidance is really about shifting that, really recognizing it as something that you have earned, something that you worked really hard for, and now you are receiving the gift from it.
Yeah. Yes.
Mhm. It's not wrong for you to stay connected to that. It's actually incredibly correct for you to have this bridge to transition.
That's good to know for sure.
Mhm. I'd love to hear what you're taking away from our call today.
A lot. Oh, a lot. Just like a different perspective, and it helps me to kind of have like a trace back because I'm an investigator by nature. So, I'm always thinking, why this, why that, and then I've tried to let some of that go, but sometimes it does help to know which points to go back to and kind of do some excavating on and figuring out what needs to be healed in that specific area. So I think I liked that takeaway of where I need to kind of focus on for a bit and just shifting the perspective of being on leave, which has a lot of stigma in itself as well, and not thinking of it in the way that I've been thinking about it, and it's more of a gift than an anchor, I guess. That's how I was feeling it was.
Beautiful. Does this feel like an okay place to land today?
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome, my love.